I don't know if you have seen the last season of Loki, but there's this scene where Loki is basically traveling in time over and over again. And I don't want to compare myself to a supervillain or I'm the hero, but let's just say that I've been trying to do this video for a long time and I have literally faced every single problem possible. My the battery of the camera stopped working. I've written 2 scripts that don't work for video formats. I have overextended my monologues. I have messed up every single lighting setting, and my multilingual brain keeps messing up every time I'm talking. So the reason why I'm doing this is not to show you how many failures can there be behind something as small as making a short video or short film, if you will, but rather to show you that sometimes you just have to get started and just mess up as much as you can in the beginning so that over time, hopefully, you're able to produce 2 albums by yourself. Oh wait, that was not what we're talking about. I'm just plugging my album, which should be coming out in a couple of weeks. I'll put the link below so you already know where to find it. Anyways, enough plugging. Let's go back to whatever this was. So, New Year's resolution, right? When people think about New Year's resolution, they're thinking about, well, this year I am going to lose weight, or this year I will be a better student, or this year I will finally start making videos every single week. And for the latter, I actually have found a way to get it done. And no, I'm not going to sell you a crash course on how to be more productive or whatever, because that's not what I'm doing right now. But if I am, I will let you know. What I'm doing right now is simply realizing that the skill that I've used to succeed in other fields, such as music, can be also used for a field that I'm interested in for a way longer time, which is YouTube. And how did I, let's say, use my previous New Year's resolutions success to translate it into this one? And how can that help you? Very simple, my dear polymath. The beginning is very, very singular, elemental, very small, and it starts with your perception. If I perceive myself as someone who could become something or not, then that perception that I have allows me to build a, let's say, path towards that. And in order to have the perception of yourself, I, in my case, had to first introspect and see, okay, where am I in life right now and where do I want to be? And through that process of introspection, that's where I could see that, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. This is where I want to be in 5 to 10 years. So these are the steps that I have to take to get there. Now, that was easier for music, because in music, I just have to think of the concept of the album and then think of it backwards until I get it done. But when it comes to videos, and YouTube specifically, I could get lost, or I did get lost on all the marketing or the algorithm and all these things. But truly, the thing that I was actually missing was just commitment to stick to something for long enough to actually develop the habit of filmmaking in this case. I developed the habit of making music since I was in high school. I would always make music, I would talk about music, I would listen to music. Basically everything in my life up to this point has more or less been influenced by music. If I had not listened to music, then I wouldn't have even learned English in the first place, which led me later on to get an education abroad. So, in a way, you could say that music is the thing that has pushed me to pursue my dreams and so on. But at the same time, it's not only music that has done that. It is this knowledge of self, or know thyself, or whatever you want to call it, that allowed me to have the perception to see where I am right now, where do I want to go, how do I get there. So that's the first part that I think is essential to understand. You have to have the perception of who you are and who you want to be. The second thing that you have to do to get things done is to start to let go. And I'm not talking about some extreme minimalism where you let everything go by force and don't really understand the concept of what minimalism is in the first place. But what I'm saying is that you should let go of the things that no longer serve you, whether those are actual objects or relationships or memories or ideas of yourself that are no longer serving you. If you want to be, let's say, somebody who's creative, you have to let go of the idea that you're not creative, because that creative person has to consistently have the habit of being creative. Likewise, if you are trying to be healthy, you have to let go of the habits that are unhealthy. And that change in perception slowly becomes, again, a habit. And if you are able to make these things a habit, then you are more likely to get these things on the long run as basically part of your nature or the person that you are. But the last thing, besides the perception and letting go, for me, has been to simply be honest. And this honesty is not, well, this honesty. When I'm talking about honesty, I'm not talking about telling everyone your flaws or showing people how you barely know how to make a video after a decade of making videos. But when I'm talking about honesty, what I'm saying is that you have to look at yourself in the mirror or on paper when you're journaling and really see if the person that you are in this moment is in this path that we were talking about because you want to be there, because you truly want to be there, or because someone else or anything external is pushing you to be there. Let me give a concrete example. Am I making these videos because it became a trend to be a YouTuber right now? Or am I doing this because ever since I was a child, I always watched cinema and I was obsessed with visual stuff and telling stories. And I have been trying for years to get into this field. And now that I have the tools and the time and the system and the commitment and the capacity to do it, I'm taking this risk, let's say, to just put myself out there in the world for a year and see how it goes. I think that in my case, it could probably be the first because, come on, like being a YouTuber is pretty cool. But at the same time, this understanding of my childhood dreams that has remained there for literally over a decade and building a life where I can finally pursue this goal slowly but steadily is what makes more sense to me. So yeah, this is, let's say, the introductory video of this new year, let's say, and hopefully I do get to upload every single week. If I don't upload, then you know that I'm just being lazy because I'm literally uploading the crappiest video right now that I could. And if I can do it like this this week, then I can't go below this quality, right? So it's either going to be like this for 52 weeks or there have to be some improvements. So since I already set the bar so low, I force myself to just keep going and keep improving. So yeah, I think that's it. I am rambling a lot, and like I said, I had 2 scripts for like 4,000 words total. None of that works. Sometimes you just have to click record and just let it out. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope that this was not as annoying to watch as it was for me to produce. And yeah, I actually made it in time according to my timeline. So yeah, sometimes you just have to have a better perception of yourself or an actual perception of yourself. You have to let go of the things that no longer serve you, and you have to be honest with yourself, not with anybody else. You got it, I got it. My commitment for this year is to make videos every week. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to listen to my music. It's also on the description and on the comments. I'll see you next week. Take care. Semper nobilis, semper indicum.